So hello everybody and welcome to tonight's season opener for the Hornell Red Raiders and the Dansville Mustangs. It's boys Section 5 Class B soccer along with along with Everett Davison. It's Bob Peischer broadcasting here from the Simmons and Rockwell broadcast booth, and don't know what to expect. Season starts, Everett.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Hornell was the 1 seed last year in Class B1, and Dansville is usually no slouch either, but obviously new season, new team, and you can't exactly expect anything to go the way you think it does.
No, nothing ever does. You're right. So here we go. Hornell in the red going from right to left on your screen. Dansville in the white going from left to right. Most important, and you see it here early on for Dansville, they're working the sidelines. Any successful soccer program uses the sidelines very effectively. And spread offense, too. You want to spread yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can't score if everybody's in the same spot, you don't have it, and they can just all collapse in on you. And you can't obviously get anything done without spreading out a little bit.
No, and really it happens in every sport.
Right.
You know, I mean, in any sport like baseball, football, and stuff like that, you see too many people running into each other, basketball and stuff like that, and it just does not work. I taught or coached basketball for 23 years, the youth level, and that was the most important thing. Don't punch up.
I mean, there's a reason the spread offense is so popular in football and whatnot.
Nice pass. Emo has it.
That it was.
Emo still in control. And a goal just like that. A beautiful job. We'll take a look at the replay. Goal that time was Eric Ross, the striker.
It's a nice pass to get in there, too, from that was Emo. Nice pass to set everything up.
So Hornell starts out on a good note here. Everett and Ross scores the first goal of the season.
I'll say scoring a goal about 1 minute and 16 seconds into the first game of the season is a pretty good way to start it.
Yeah, Hornell coming off a very successful season last year. I saw in a game where they scored 5 goals in the matter of 3 minutes or 4 minutes. I can't remember exactly the thing, but it was really amazing. It was almost just like you felt bad for the other team, you know?
Yeah, that's insane. I've never seen anything like that.
Nice pass. That's wide. Evingham, number 10. Evingham hits the ground.
Yeah, he went down off the leg of Brian Geiger from Dansville, but
Geiger's a name I've announced plenty of times. I want to thank everybody for joining us for today's game. Evingham gets taken down. What number was that? That was 7.
Geiger
okay, Geiger, yep.
Geiger and Evingham going at it twice.
So I wonder if it's
seconds.
kind of a man-to-man defense. You know, a lot of them they'll do that. I've seen where obviously you got your defensive positions and stuff, but you'll put one player on a particular other player anytime they're in this zone. A nice stop.
That it was.
Who's in goal for?
Cameron Delaney.
Cameron Delaney, okay.
Yep. It was Emo taking that free kick, and he put it through nice, and it would have been a goal if Delaney hadn't stopped it. So, I mean, it was a nice stop, and nice job getting to it.
You have to see the ball in the Dansville side of the field, or the Hornell side of the field. Hornell lost a lot of key players, and it's going to be interesting to see how they react. So far, they've reacted very well.
Yeah, I'll say. think this is just about as far down the field as the ball's gotten. It got down. Dansville took it down early on, and then it hasn't gone back down on Hornell's side of the field since about probably 15 to 30 seconds into the game.
Hornell's sporting the new uniforms. Not a huge fan. I'm not a big striped. Actually, you can read. I've always said that you want bright numbers on dark uniforms, but these aren't too bad. You just can't really read the front that well.
No, it's easy enough to see the numbers, which is nice.
Effingham launches one.
The new jerseys, they almost remind me of Atletico Madrid. If you know what I'm talking about with those ones, they're home kits.
That's what they do. The kids, I think, decide what uniforms they want, and they look and see some of the
I mean, that would make sense.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Effingham stole it again.
Emo to the center.
For the place.
Oh, no. Wow, Delaney. Just nice. He almost stayed upset. I can understand it because he had a hand on it. It looked like he was going to be able to stop it, and then Emo right in there. That's just unfortunate for Dansville.
Yeah,
it almost, instead of trying to, since the ball was rolling, I think he would have been better off just trying to put his hands and stuff in front of it. I think he tried to grab it.
Yeah.
It looked like he tried to grab it anyways.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to grab it, and then his arms, like he put his hands out too far out in front of it, and his arms kind of arched up, and it looked to me anyways like the ball went basically between the arms, his hands and his head.
Hornell scheduled to get new turf in the off-season here. As you can see, they put too much rubber on it. You can see how black it is. And I told athletic director John Carnival just to get a big vacuum out and sweep some of it up. You can see the blackness there.
I mean, if it works, then might as well.
So look, I think I'm pretty sure they'll get new turf and track. Dansville has a beautiful facility over there. I was kind of shocked they made the track black. I wonder how it worked out this year with the heat. When we're running track, I don't know if you could put your knuckles down when you're warming up or your fingertips down.
Nah.
When you're getting ready to run.
My younger brother, so I'm from Wayland, and my younger brother does track for Wayland Co-opted.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to ask him about it because I saw it too, but I didn't really think anything of it. But you're right. I mean, anything dark colored is going to absorb some of the sunlight, and especially if it's black, that doesn't let anything up. Some of the heat, absorb some of the heat, I should say.
Yeah. So 2-0. I had to change the score. 2-0 on the John and Dagan scoreboard. Again, Rockwell broadcast booth, high above Maple City Park. It's really one of the best views in any stadium around, I think.
Oh, I'd agree. Even where I went up to college, I went to St. Lawrence University, just graduated this May.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, I would almost argue that this compares favorably to the soccer fields at the very least out there, and potentially the football field. The football field set up a pretty similar way to Hornell's, but the soccer fields, especially the men's soccer field, I'm not a big fan of how it's set up.
Yeah, up at St. Lawrence?
Yep.
Yeah. The only thing we need is a video scoreboard, instant replays, and nice stop by Delaney. Sends it up to Criley. Now, Criley, you said you swam against his brother, right?
Yep, his older brother, Aiden. Last I knew, he went to Louisville, but you were saying that before the game that he went to Alfred, so I don't
Yeah, and I'm not sure.
I haven't heard from him since high school, but I swam against him, and he made the he didn't qualify for the Olympics back in 2020, but it might have been 16. I think it was 16. He would have been like 14, and he was trying out for the Olympics, made the qualifiers, and he would have only been about 14 or 15 at that time, maybe 16, but I don't think he was even that old. And he was committed to Louisville in his sophomore year, and I thought he went there, but I guess not.
Well, this is someone had told me that, and I hope I heard that wrong, but because it'd be neat if he still goes to Louisville.
It wouldn't surprise me.
And I do remember, because I do the swim meets from Hornell, and I remember seeing him swim, and I was just like blown away by his speed.
Oh yeah,
he was just one of the fastest swimmers I had ever seen.
I mean, I wasn't a particularly great swimmer in high school. I'll be the first to tell you that, but he's easily the fastest I ever saw. And it didn't matter what event he was doing.
Nice takeaway. PJ Pico gets it to Emo. Emo centers it up.
Ooh.
Stopped that time by Mays, Carson Mays. And that one lifted by Evingham. Today's game is brought to you by Strobel Supply, 40 Shawmut Industrial Park. Looking for a job? They're hiring. They got robotics. They're a distribution for 3M paint and DuPont paint and 3M products. So give Strobel Supply a call or stop in. Taken away by Evingham. Nice stop again. I tell you what, Delaney's got his work cut out for him today.
That he does. And that was Emo that sent it in. It was another nice shot. He's had himself a day so far. Got a goal and an assist in only just over 10 minutes of play so far.
He's had himself quite a career here at Hornell.
That is true.
A day, but the whole career, I know he has won awards, and he's a transfer. He went to Alfred Almond and moved to Hornell.
Didn't know that.
Yep. He actually lived right next to me. We shared a driveway, him and his family, for 1 year till they were having a house built, I believe. Nice family.
Had a Hornell player hit the deck. That was Evingham again. He's having himself a few tough hits today, too.
Now, I've known Wyatt for a number of years and watching him play basketball, baseball, football, or soccer and stuff. You'll see him on the deck quite a bit. He's an aggressive player. He doesn't shy away from contact or anything. So,
I mean, hey, if it works for him, by all means.
Hornell, 3 shot opportunities that time, but sent over. That was number 21, Spencer Hopper, with the last attempt. It's going to be a corner kick for Hornell. That's going to be P.J. Pico with the kick. Today's game brought to you by St. James Hospital. Dr. Ali Mansour, sports medicine physician. Injured, he's got you covered. Dr. Ali Mansour at St. James Hospital. Well, a nice Gennaro Pico got up there that time, but it looked like it went off the head of Ivan Wolf-Myalki. But I guess it is off Hornell. Myalki was right there.
They both got way off the ground for that.
Today's game brought to you by First Heritage Federal Credit Union, right next to the Hornell High School. In fact, if you leave the stadium, you take it right over to Seneca Road and stop at one of their several locations throughout the southern tier of Hornell Pass. That time by Emo. Emo with a little back movement. Almost stolen away. Emo sends it a little bit too far. Good defense that time by Criley of Dansville. Criley, only a 10th grader. Only 3 seniors listed on the Dansville roster. And we'll talk about them in just a second. Today's game brought to you by the Dagan Funeral Home. Cremation service is only $16.95 plus the crematory fee. Thanks, Jim Dagan, Laura Pico. And yes, that's the Pico's mother. She's a mortician. Remember the Adams family? The mother was named Morticia.
Yep.
Laura's a lot more beautiful, if that makes sense, than Morticia. Andrew Davis tries to get the ball from going out of bounds.
I thought that was off of I thought the call on that one was handball on. It was Criley. He went
Oh, they
down
must have
and-
because it didn't go out of bounds. You're right. Yep.
Yeah. He slid down, tried to get it, and he missed it with his feet, and it rolled up and hit his hand.
That Marco Pico was the one that set the ball there, the youngest of the Picos. Gennaro was a senior, PJ is in 11th, and Marco's in 10th. Evingham centers it. And Delaney is right there. Good defense. Carson Mays is in there, as well as Myelke.
That one went out again off of Criley. I say again. Play stopped the first or last time because of Criley sending it or getting his hand on it.
Emo, little fancy footwork. Oh, crossing that time. PJ Pico was there, but just a little too. It was something I don't think he expected it that quickly.
Yeah, I don't think he expected to be that open.
Yeah. One of the things I always said, get rid of the offsides. Of course, it wouldn't be fair for everybody, unfortunately, if you did that, because some of the offensive-laden teams are going to be a little bit, scores will be a little bit lopsided, unfortunately. Nice takeaway. That time that was Creeley. Is it Criley or Creeley?
Criley.
Criley, okay.
Yep.
Don't be afraid to correct me, because Wellsville or Wayland has a Creeley, right?
I think Kelly is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, Creeley.
I don't know. There might be. I'll ask my brother later on tonight again.
Is your brother still in high school?
Yeah, he's going into 10th grade.
Oh, what sports does he play?
Football and then indoor and outdoor.
Assume you're talking about track,
Yep.
not indoor-outdoor swimming. Marco Pico.
He said he might do swimming this year, but whether or not that happens is obviously yet to be seen.
Now tell us a little bit about, you said Hornell's got new swim coaches, and you're quite aware of them. Tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, so they, I don't know if they are starting for the team this year, if they started last year, but
Hornell?
for Hornell.
This will be their first year. Yeah, Mark Kelly was the Hornell coach, boys and girls coach, and he took a job with the county, so he's no longer at the school district.
Yeah, it's Jimmy and Nikki Welch, their brother and sister, but they both went to Dansville. Their dad is a legendary head coach at Dansville, and I don't know if he's retired yet, the old man Jim, but he asked if he's still there. He has to have been coaching there for about 30 years at this point. And they taught at Wayland and coached the swim team for probably about 10 years and took a job at Hornell. Both took jobs at Hornell last year, and they'll be coaching the team this year. But they were there they were coaching when I was on the team, and I know them both very well.
So Hornell's got themselves some good coaching.
Yes.
It looks like a lineage of coaching tree there.
Yeah. There's a reason Wayland was pretty good in swimming for quite a few years there.
Yeah,
it started just before they got in, but then it continued for a while. I got to give some credit to Rob Hughes, the old head coach too, who took them to the sectional title back in 12, and then him and Matt Bongren both were the two coaches back then. And
that's right. Bongren taught swimming, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
He was the swim coach along with Rob Hughes. The two of them ran the program for years, and then Jimmy and Nikki went in. They both gave up their spot. Hopefully help the program along, and then once they left last year, they got two new coaches in, Elizabeth Kreppel, and I don't remember her last name, but the other coach is second grade teacher with Brittingham is her last name.
Emo tries to send it. The Bongren, I used to do a lot of TV commercials for Spectrum and Time Warner, and Bongren was one of the actors I used quite a bit. He's a funny guy. I love him.
Oh, Matt's an awesome guy.
And now I'm glad I see him every once in a while for the soccer program when Hornell plays Wayland, Cohocton.
Yeah.
His sister married one of my good friends, Heather. Heather Bongren.
I'm not sure if is that Harrison's mother. Because there was a kid that I went to school with named Harrison, and I know he was really Harrison Bongren, and he was.
Oh, I don't know. No, that's not her kid.
Okay.
Obviously,
you know who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah. Yes. I'm not sure
and
who.
I were friends in school, but I don't remember who his parents.
Yeah,
were.
I remember the name. I just can't remember. Or I remember that kid, but I can't remember who his parents are. Heather Bongren that married Rich Argentieri in Hornell. All their kids go to Hornell.
Yeah.
She's a little bit. I'm 55 years old. She's a little younger than me. Timeout. Today's game brought to you by Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys. Offices in Buffalo, Rochester, New York City. Call 585-262-COMP for Connors and Ferris. A little bit of pushing there. Good no call for anything. Give and go. Try to, but Emo with the interception. There's a give and go.
Oh.
That's a good no call. He didn't try to trip Emo. I think he was going for the ball in that sense, but
I couldn't even tell if he actually got him or if he tripped over the ball.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. That's why I was kind of like, good no call. 'Cause from up here, it didn't look like any kind of contact. No. Ball gets the deepest it's been
in a while.
Yeah, for Dansville, unfortunately.
You haven't had to move the camera much.
No, it's a nice stop again. Delaney right there. Today's game brought to you by Simmons and Rockwell Nissan. Simmons and Rockwell Ford right across the street from each other as you're entering Hornell, coming from Dansville or leaving. Thanks, everybody up there at Simmons and Rockwell. Nick Gray, number 9, who has sprouted to be one tall kid. It's amazing. Obviously, the kids keep growing, but wow, it's.
Being 6'5", I've got a bit of a different perspective, but even then I can tell when somebody's tall.
Yeah. You almost got a foot on me. I'm 5'6". And you know the funny thing, I was the tallest in my family. I was taller than my dad, my mom, and my sisters.
I'm one of the shorter ones on my mom's side anyways. I had a great-grandfather who, I can't remember his exact height, but I think he was 7'2".
Wow. A grandfather, you said?
Great-grandfather.
Great-grandfather.
I never met him, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently he was like 7'2", 7'1", something like that.
I
had a couple of great uncles. One was 6'10", another one was 6'8". So, family's got height.
Now the Pleisher, because my last name's Pleisher with an ER, not just Pleish, and we're all short. Even on my mother's side. Emo battling back and forth with Burley. Nice fight. Burley hits the deck, though. No call. Cardamone centers it. And knocked away by Mays. Over to the far side. And it goes out of bounds, but it's going to be Hornell's ball. Tracking it down with Spencer Hopper.
He subbed in a little bit later into the game. He wasn't a starter, but we've said his name quite a few times already.
Yeah, he's a good player. You're going to see quite a bit of him. You know, Spencer's been playing for as long as I remember. Because I do JV games too. Tonight I'm not doing the JV, and it won't be for probably a week or so before I do a JV game. It's going to go out of bounds. But getting to know a lot of these kids, Today's game brought to you by MysticMedia.com, your small business and digital success partner, web development, search optimization, blog content, and so much more. Log on to MysticMedia.com. Thanks, Jim Moore at Mystic Media. Butler Excavating and Concrete, City View Towing, Transport, and Auto Repair. That's where I get my car repairs done, at City View Towing, Transport, and Auto Repair. Thanks, Brian Butler and the rest of the crew. Mike Hess, Daryl Howell, all of them up there. They call it City View because if you're going down Main Street and you look up on the hill, that's where it is. You can see when you're up there, you can see right down Main Street, Hornell, from one hill to the other. Nice move.
Nice.
Oh, goodness.
Good save by Delaney there, too.
Yeah, it was.
Whew.
Marco Pico.
Nearly took a foot to the face from Criley. It wouldn't have been intentional. But.
Yeah. Andrew Davis, number 13. Good defenseman for Hornell. And I've told this story before. Andrew Davis's first cousin is the number 1 recruit in lacrosse in the country.
Wow.
I graduated with his father. His father graduated from Hornell High School, and his son is the number 1 recruit in lacrosse. He's going to Notre Dame.
Wow.
We don't have lacrosse here. Did Wayland ever have lacrosse?
Nope.
I think Dansville did at one time, and Bath does.
Bath does.
Yeah.
I think Geneseo does as well.
Yeah, Geneseo, and I could be wrong about Dansville, but I almost thought they had a team at one time.
I know they don't anymore, but it wouldn't surprise me. I almost think Avon has one now, too.
Well, the problem is, it's played in the spring, but you have declining numbers. It's... Ball goes out of bounds. Today's game brought to you by Wyan Chiropractic Associates, 20 Park Drive in Hornell. Dr. John Wyan, Dr. Rich Jakowski. Back and neck pain, headaches, all your spine care needs from Wyan Chiropractic. Now, if I'd be out there running around myself, I'd have to go in and see Wyan Chiropractic.
Me too.
I've never been to a chiropractor.
I have. And it's nice, but not when you're 21.
Yeah.
Well, 22 now, but I started having to go when I was about probably 20 or 21. So.
Demaine Dixon tries to track that down. I thought he was a little bit lame, but I think he was just adjusting his shoe. John N. Dagan, General and Trial Practice, proudly serving the Southern Tier since 1989. Call 324-6690 for John N. Dagan. Thanks, John. A little bit high from Effingham. Effingham's father played Division I soccer at St. Bonaventure.
I sometimes forget that we've got a D1 program just down the road.
Well,
an hour.
Yeah, in fact, one of my friend's daughters, right as a freshman, started and is now in her 5th year, graduate student. She's still playing for St. Bonaventure, defense woman, and it's always interesting because they're on ESPN Plus all the time, so I can watch it from home, and I go to the basketball games all the time. I go to, at least all but 1 or 2 of the home basketball games a year. Effingham, nice moves. And that's a beautiful play by Effingham. Unfortunately, it just went a little bit wide left, but what a great play.
Oh, it was. He had about 4 or 5 different guys closing in on him and didn't have anybody that he could get it to, so figures, why not take a shot? It was a nice shot. It was a nice job to keep it away from the Dansville players as they were coming in, too.
Yeah, Geiger was right there.
There was a couple others, too. I don't know who they were, but...
Emo, you don't want to leave him alone. Nice stop again by Delaney. I think that's one of Delaney's best attributes there is he gets rid of the ball quickly. Don't let Hornell get back, know, and hopefully it'll cause some sort of breakaway for Dansville. Again, Bob Pleischer along with Everett Davison here from Maple City Park. 2-0 on the John and Dagan scoreboard, Hornell and Dansville. The first game for both, and a nice shot that time by Marco Pico.
Nice save, too, from Delaney once again.
Yep. Quickly up front to Burley. Burley. Oh, and then he lost it, unfortunately. Hornell able to...
First time it's been down in Hornell's own end for a while. I don't think Oyers faced a shot.
He did. Well, I wouldn't call it a shot, but he did retrieve a ball.
That's true, yeah.
Whether it's a shot on goal or not is a lot of, there's some room. Or there anyway, when you look at someone else's official scoring of how the shots on goals, it's different than yours or different than the opponents. It's strange because obviously it's a. I always say if you stopped it from going in the net, that's a shot on goal for me. But some people say, well, if it's not a hard shot, then you really can't count it as a shot on goal. I guess I'd have to look up what the exact description is because not everyone plays by the right description when they keep score. Keep the book. Dixon sends it up. And it's going to be out of bounds intended for Cody. Oh, that's not Cody Cardamone. Who is that?
Wasn't it? I thought it was Cardamone. Or Cardamone.
Is that number? See, I can't see the. That's number 16. That's why. That's Eric Ross. Okay, Eric Ross with the first goal. But see, you can't see. That's why I don't like the way the uniforms are. I'm not going to complain anymore though. Till the next game. Of course, these are their home uniforms. I'm not sure what they wear for away. I think they just wear the whites, solid whites. There's Cody, number 15, with the ball.
Yep. Foul there called against PJ Pico.
Can you imagine having 3 of your kids playing on the same team? I don't have any children, but it's...
I mean, my parents, I have 2 younger brothers, and the 3 of us are almost 13 years apart.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Being 1 year apart, and I've never seen it.
Having them on the same team.
This is my 34th year, and until this year... where they're all actually starting a game. This is the first game where I've seen the brothers all start a game together. They've played together. Last year they brought Marco up from JVs during sectional and stuff like that, so they've been on the field together. And so even the I'm talking about even the visiting teams. I've never seen 3 brothers on the same team. I would just mention because I think it's kind of amazing. And when I was moving the ball up again.
Mm-hmm. I graduated with this.
And a goal. Oh, Wyatt Evingham this time.
Huh.
Goal by Wyatt Evingham.
Take a look at the replay here. Nice little moves by Evingham. I mentioned a few years back now, at least 5 years ago, Hornell had 3 sets of twins, boy-girl twins, that all played varsity at the same time.
That's
so
crazy.
I was like, can you imagine obviously it's just one family because you got twin boy and twin girl the same age. One had to go watch the away game and one had to, stay with it. But to have 3 that graduated the same year was amazing. I go, what was in the water,
I was gonna say I graduated with a set of triplets from high school, and they were all on. You were saying about like the 3 of them on the same team. They were all on track and stuff together.
Yeah, were they all girls or all boys?
All boys.
Yeah. One of my friends.
At least they weren't identical. Sorry.
They were identical?
No, they weren't.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying at least they weren't.
And we got an injured player coming off. That's Ryan Burley. Hope he's all right. The 11th grader. One of my friends has triplets. They're older now. They're 21 or 22 years old now. The triplets, but 2 boys and a girl. And none of them. They don't look alike at all. I mean, it's really strange. They don't look anything alike. They don't even look like brothers, or sisters.
There's a little bit of resemblance for the 3 guys that I graduated with, but not anything close to identical. The funny thing too is like 2 of them are tall. One of them's really short. I say really short. He was like 5'8", but the other 2 were both taller than me, and I'm 6'5". So compared to that,
yeah. I'm gonna have you take over filming and announcing for a second here.
Yeah.
I got an issue with the battery, and I'm gonna have to go down and change it. Change a system that we got. So hold on just a second.
back in play now for Dansville. Stolen away for Hornell now. That is PJ Pico running it up. Pico's got it again. Centering or crossover from Pico. Tried to hit Dixon, but couldn't hit him on the coming across, and that'll go out of bounds off of, I believe, still Pico. Dansville puts the ball back in play. Hornell steals it now. Dixon over the corner. Feeds it out. Still has the ball. It's Andrew Davis who had it. Sorry, my apologies. Cardamone. And Dansville takes it back. Passes it forward, but too far for Criley. And Hornell will take it out of bounds. Going out of bounds off of Nick Gray. First time said his name tonight. Throwing the ball in for Dansville's Thomas Adams. He throws it straight to a Hornell player. And Hornell takes it back up. Evingham taking it up the field. Evingham still has it, working around a couple defenders. Still has it, now passes it back to Gennaro Pico. He passes it back up to Dixon, but Dixon can't get to it, and it'll go out of bounds. Delaney puts it back in now. Looked like it might have went out of bounds, but it stayed in. He passed it forward to Ty Shermer. Now it actually does go out of bounds. It'll be another throw in for Dansville. Gets it almost to the midfield line. Hornell running it back up now. Passes it in for Gennaro Pico. He passed it over to Marco Pico, his brother. Pico still got it, and it gets cleared by Dansville. Ball go out of bounds, and it'll be a Hornell throw-in. Spencer Hopper throwing it in for the Red Raiders. Here's the throw in from Hopper. Gets past its intended target, and Dansville will take it, send it immediately out of bounds, and Hornell throws it back in over the head of Eric Ross, and it'll go out of bounds out the backside. About 5:30 here left in the first half. Hornell up 3-0 over a set of goals by Eric Ross, Wyatt Evingham, and PJ Pico. Or, my apologies, it was Jack Emo, the third one, not Pico. Hornell steals it from Dansville. Passed it into Ross. Back over to Dixon, up on the edge. Dixon passes it right to Ty Shermer from Dansville, but Hornell gets it back. Puts it over to Evingham. Evingham takes a shot. And Delaney will cover it up. Hornell steals it now. Evingham running it back up. He'll send it to Emo. Back to Evingham. Evingham gets tripped up by Brian Geiger, and he'll go back. That's the third time those guys have been together on a penalty tonight.
Okay, I'm back. I'm going to leave at halftime and go get this charger. I'm surprised this charging system is not working properly. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, it's not affecting the view in public, and that one's a shot and deflected. Yep, so it's going to be
Should be a corner.
Yep, it's going to be a corner kick. The Ryan Agencies, Hornell, Jasper, and Wellsville. 3 great locations to serve you better. Thanks, Jeff Ryan. Insurance protection you can rely on from the Ryan Agencies. Thanks, Jeff. And Gilio's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Need a plumber? Call Gilio's. Gilio's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. 382-0836. The head. I tell you, a nice stop by Delaney.
Score might not reflect it, but Delaney's playing well tonight. He had that one goal that really shouldn't have been let in, the second one, but the first and the third, there wasn't really much that he could have done about it. And
yeah.
He's had quite a few saves tonight.
Gray throws it in. Gets it to Pico. PJ Pico. Hornell's just so fast.
One of the few Dansville kids that's been able to keep up with him was Burley, and he's off on the sideline. So
He walked off injured, right?
yeah, he was the one. He walked off injured, but he did get up under his own power, and he looked just walking a little bit gingerly, but seemed to be walking fairly normal, given the circumstances.
Who's going to get there first? Yeah, and Pico's going to get called to the knockdown.
Pico almost hit the deck right before that.
Yeah, the good speed by Myelke that time. Emo with it, centers it. Evingham. Evingham's going to wind up.
Oof. Took that straight off the back of Myelke.
Yeah. And get up, get up.
1 minute.
Carnivone looking to center it there. Emo. Oh, we can't turn your back on Emo. Oh,
That's a mistake.
I don't know what he. Ooh, did Emo get hit? I think Emo got hit in the center parts of the body
Yeah,
with a hand, it looked like to me.
he's certainly feeling it.
Yeah, he slowed right down. Ball's going to go to bounds, and that's going to take us to halftime. 3-0, Hornell. And we'll be back with the second half after this. Or after I actually do the control that I wanted to do. Wouldn't you know it? Now it's, there it is. Okay, we'll be back.
Ryan Agencies, your locally invested independent insurance agency. The Ryan Agency supports local students and athletes. They appreciate dedication, teamwork, and hometown pride. That's why they give back, sponsoring many youth academic and sports activities. The Ryan Agencies, your hometown supporter and source for all things insurance.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Traditional checking accounts are old news. So what are you waiting for? Reach new heights with Apex Rewards checking from First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Apex gives you the option to choose between cash back or high interest with a free checking account that pays you. Plus, ATM fees get refunded. Choose your rewards at fhfcu.org and get one step closer to achieving your financial
attributes, which continually show photographs of movies.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Concerned about the cost of your insurance? The Ryan agencies sift through quotes from many companies to uncover your best insurance value. You'll be surprised at the savings we can find. Let's just talk. What's there to lose? The Ryan agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency. In doing the work you do, if you're hurt, we'll help you through.
Don't be fooled. Video hearings are as critical as appearing in person.
Make sure your rights are protected.
Your employer has trained specialists on their side.
And the judges work for New York State.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Are you still looking for a truck? Simmons Rockwell is your pre-owned truck headquarters with over 400 late model, low mileage trucks available across 5 locations. Stop searching empty lots and visit simmons-rockwell.com now to view hundreds of quality pre-owned trucks you can drive home today. Make car buying simple when you click Drive Your Deal on hundreds of pre-owned trucks at simmons-rockwell.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Dagan, and along with my daughter Laura, own and operate the Dagan Funeral Home here in Hornell.
The Dagan Funeral Home was established way back in 1883 by my great-great-grandfather and is the oldest family-owned funeral home in the area. We offer traditional funerals for all faiths as well as low-cost cremation services, and we will be happy to assist you with pre-planning and inflation-proof financing.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving your family.
Ryan Agencies, your locally invested independent insurance agency. The Ryan Agency supports local students and athletes. They appreciate dedication, teamwork, and hometown pride. That's why they give back, sponsoring many youth academic and sports activities. The Ryan Agencies, your hometown supporter and source for all things insurance.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency.
When it comes to workers' comp, things can change quickly.
The only way to make sure your rights are protected is to have a trusted, committed attorney on your side.
An attorney who has devoted their career to helping injured workers.
Someone to fight for the money and medical benefits you deserve.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Traditional checking accounts are old news. So what are you waiting for? Reach new heights with Apex Rewards checking from First Heritage Federal Credit Union. Apex gives you the option to choose between cash back or high interest with a free checking account that pays you. Plus, ATM fees get refunded. Choose your rewards at FHFCU.org and get one step closer to achieving your financial goals.
Shop, finance, and buy your next car all online. With a new shopping experience at your fingertips, make car buying simple when you drive your deal at Simmons Rockwell Nissan in Horseheads and Hornell.
Hi, I'm Laura Dagan-Pico, and along with my father, Jim Dagan, operate the Dagan Funeral Home here in Hornell.
The Dagan Funeral Home is a large, spacious, handicap-accessible facility with a seating capacity of 150 people, along with a separate family room for entertaining children. We also offer DVD memorial tributes, which continually show photographs and movies of your loved one's life on 2 beautiful flat-screen TVs.
The Dagan Funeral Home, 5 generations of the Dagan family serving your family.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Concerned about the cost of your insurance? The Ryan Agencies sift through quotes from many companies to uncover your best insurance value. You'd be surprised at the savings we can find. Let's just talk. What's there to lose? The Ryan Agencies, your local insurance inflation fighters.
Insurance protection you can rely on. The Ryan Agency. In doing the work you do, if you're hurt, we'll help you through.
Don't be fooled. Video hearings are as critical as appearing in person.
Make sure your rights are protected.
Your employer has trained specialists on their side.
And the judges work for New York State.
The only person on your side
is the attorney at your side.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Are you still looking for a truck?
Okay, welcome back. 3-0 on the John N. Dagan scoreboard. Bob Placer along with Everett Davison. What do you think about the first half there, Everett?
Well, I think it's clear who has dominated thus far.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you always like to see great games, and I mean, Dansville is playing hard. I mean, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Just Hornell's speed has just been
killing them.
I was going to say, finally, some more action in Hornets. I forgot they switched sides.
Yeah, I was going to joke just a second before that about potentially seeing if the side, if it was Hornell's night, or if it was the side, or if it was whoever was attacking towards Seneca Streets.
Yeah, we still, you don't run north and south on this field. You run east and west, and it's directly east and west.
Right.
The field's set up. Talk to Cameron Delaney's mother. On my way leaving the stadium to get to this charger. I think it's charging. I don't even know what the heck's going on here. Thing, it says 0 now. So if we lose you, we'll bring you back on live as soon as we can.
Effingham just sailed one just high.
I'm going to switch it one more time here. Uh-oh. Oh, a nice stop.
Nice save.
Delaney, yeah.
I think that was Emo going for his second one of the night, but it was a beautiful save.
Take a look at that replay here for those who just missed it. There we go.
Surprised that wasn't a tripping call on Marco Pico. He fully brought down, that was Logan Kendall from Dansville.
Another shot opportunity. Nice stop. Can apologize, we lost you there for a second. The thing is, when I plugged this in, when I put the system together today, it looked like it was charging, so I didn't think the thing of it. Apparently it wasn't. And didn't even need a charge. It was 90%, but it just didn't last the whole game for me here.
Oof.
Today's game brought to you by Dr. Pat Pico, MD, 15 Loader Street in Wellsville. He's my doctor. If he can keep me alive, Everett, you know he's a good doctor. Thanks, Dr. Pico. Taking new patients. He's a pulmonary specialist, but he also does, obviously, internal. What's the difference between internal and external medicine? I've never heard of external medicine.
Right.
Center the ball again. Effingham looks over.
Yeah, the internal, external medicine thing. My mom's a nurse, and even I couldn't tell you that one.
If there is, I was just kidding. I don't even know if there is an external medicine.
Well, not even that. I mean, internal medicine, I don't know if that's just anything you take or it's like inside the practice or.
Yeah. Today's game brought to you by the Italian Villa. The best Italian casino around is at the Italian Villa, right down the street here from the soccer stadium. Stop in. Over 60 years of bringing you the best Italian food is the Italian Villa and the Argenteri family. Apex Chiropractic, helping you achieve new heights and wellness. Dr. Joseph McKay is a professor of nutrition and a professional natural bodybuilder. Thanks, Dr. Joseph McKay. I've always wanted to be a professional natural bodybuilder, but... Oh, nice stop.
Nice save.
Delaney gets a hand on it there. Show you the replay of that. It was a good play. We'll bring up a corner kick, though, from Hornell.
Not sure who shot that from Hornell.
I couldn't see. I did the replay. Let me see if I can see it here. It's nice. I can see the replay in front of me, and then on the replay back.
Another nice save from Delaney. Corner nearly found its way in, but there's a little soft roller from Delaney, and Dansville takes it back down.
A little slide tackle that time by Creeley. Did I say that right?
Creeley?
when I say Creeley, I asked if it's Creeley. Creeley. I'll get it right. It's called Free Tuition Plus. Here's another way Alfred State College is #1 in so many ways. Alfred State College cuts the cost, and now while helping you launch in a rewarding and good-paying career, Alfred State College. Make more money now at Alfred State College. Free applications through November 1st. Let me say that again. Spend less money now and make more money later. So it costs less to go to Alfred. I went to Alfred State.
My dad did too.
Yep, I lived in Pete Hall.
I don't know where my dad lived, but
since it was the another shot, and I stopped by Delaney. It was the dorm that sat highest, and it still does highest on the campus. So our Pete Hall tops them all, y'all. So
my dad would have been around the same time you would have been, I believe. He graduated from there in, I believe, 88,
That's
87?
what year I graduated, 88.
Yeah.
I went from 86 to 88.
Yeah. It was
computer science, programming. I never did a thing with my degree. I shouldn't say I went right into video. I was actually doing video production or taping for Alfred State when I was there. So I was, 18 years old doing the basketball games for them and stuff like that. So I knew that's what I wanted to do. And here I am, still doing it.
I did the same thing at St. Lawrence when I was in college for all 4 of my years there. So
what's your degree in?
Political science, but I'm planning on going into either sports, broadcasting, journalism, media production, something along those lines.
Yeah, my friend that I went to the Mets baseball game this weekend, he's a professor of political science, doctorate of political science at Rutgers University.
Oh, nice.
He graduated with me from Hornell here.
That's impressive.
Yeah. He actually taught at Princeton for a while, part-time, as an adjunct or whatever, and then became professor at Rutgers, the main campus.
That's impressive.
He goes to games once in a while, football and basketball games. They've been, they're obviously in the Big Ten. Oh, nice stop again.
Nice. He's had quite a few of them.
Yeah, and I told I was talking to his mother, and I said, he's made some great stops. He made that, like the one that just didn't get his arm extended properly. It wasn't his fault. He was diving. I mean, you can't. And that was the only one, really, that he probably could have stopped of one of the goals that we've had. He is busy.
I don't know, obviously, how they'll score it, but he's got to have probably at least 10 saves at this point.
Yeah, at least. I don't even know how I don't know how you, like I said, we don't keep score up here, and I wish we had access to, scoreboard or scoring somehow. The stats, I should say.
Oh.
Wow.
Nearly sent that onto Seneca Street.
One thing we did lose, I lost my scoreboard, my on-screen scoreboard, because we lost power somehow. It eliminated it, and I can't bring it back for some reason. I learn something all the time about this system. So it's 3-0, 28 minutes left here in the game. Hornell up 3-0 over Dansville. So we'll try to apprise you of the score, keep it updated for you in the time that we have left. That is strange. Huh. That's not working. Open up a Coke. If you could hear that on camera. Can't let my doctor know that I'm having a Coke tonight. Even though he's right next door in the booth.
Just say his kids are playing, so I wonder if he's watching.
Oh, he's here. Hornell working the ball around.
Almost just seems like they're just trying to kill time.
Yeah, again, if you're just joining us, Hornell in the red, Dansville in the white. Hornell up 3-0. Bob Peischer along with Everett Davison from Maple City Park.
Got about 26 and a half minutes left in the second half.
I think I'm going to have to order the cable for the system, because I remember the last baseball game I did for the Hornell Steamers was the last sporting event I streamed. They the cable pulled out wrong. So I lost everything, or I lost the cable. I was going to order one and I forgot all about it. So that's what happens.
Jacob Criley from Dansville was down on that play, but he got up and walked off the field on his own. So,
yeah,
and it seemed to be an issue with his legs. So that should hopefully be a good sign.
Couple tangled up on the far side.
There.
Yeah.
Carson Mays was one of them. The one from Dansville. I don't know who the one from
Pico.
Hornell was.
PJ Pico. And there's a goal.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Emo.
That's his second of the night. Couldn't tell because it went right. It looks like it went through the net and then ended up on top of it somehow. So I couldn't tell if it went just wide or if it actually went in.
I always look at the back of the net when I saw it. When you see it, the net's ruffle, because it is tough, especially when I'm looking at monitors here. You're looking with your two eyes, and you still couldn't tell.
Right. Well, it looks like there's a hole in the back corner of the net.
It does.
When
you look at
through, and then
from this
somehow
angle,
ended up on top of the goal.
Now I did the basket. I had for the basketball games this year. I had a camera behind the backboard, like you would see in professional, and I consider myself professional. And I've been working on doing a goal cam here to put one in the goal, which I don't know, how that would work. Or I'm afraid I don't know how to protect it, the camera. And it's not so much of the goals either, but it's practice. You know what I mean? They practice beforehand, and I got to make sure it's in there before the game starts.
saying in college that I did that I worked production. Specifically, I commentated a bunch of different streams and whatnot for a bunch of different teams, but I was on the actual video production for the hockey teams up there because they're D1 and the games were streamed out to ESPN Plus.
Is St. Lawrence D1?
Just in hockey.
Yeah, and so isn't Clarkson?
Yep.
Yeah, but Potsdam isn't though, right?
No.
Okay, so yeah, because my friend went to Clarkson. He didn't play hockey or anything, but he went to the games.
Clarkson and St. Lawrence has always been a huge rivalry.
Yeah, and I didn't know. It's funny how like Hobart has Division I lacrosse.
Yeah.
And doesn't have Division III everything else. It's funny how they do that. Have certain programs that are Division I and the rest are Division III.
Right. Yeah.
The same thing with I think U of R or RIT is Division I hockey as well.
RIT.
RIT. Yep.
They won the national championship about 10 years ago now. I think.
Yeah, I remember last year, 2 years ago, or last year I think they beat Notre Dame in a game.
Yeah.
So they quite impressive. To have that level around here. Oh, nice. Oh my goodness! How'd that not get in? That was.
They hit off the crossbar. They hit off the crossbar, and then it hit off of the side of the net too. I don't know how that did off the side post. I don't know how that didn't go in. But yeah, you were talking about like protecting the goal or the cameras. The way they did it was just by having them far enough off the ice.
Oh, and a goal.
Oh.
Yeah, far enough. Well, yeah. And I didn't see who scored that. Did you?
Let's see. I couldn't tell.
Let's see if we have the replay of it.
Oh,
Marco.
Sophomore. $5-0 now. Hornell's up over Dansville.
Marco must be lifting weights. I did notice that because his dad put on built a weight set system in his house, and I noticed last year I go, he's getting bigger and muscular and stuff, and I just look at him now. He doesn't even look like the same kid that I remember. I lift at the. It's that funny when I say this. I actually lift at the Pizza Hut. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In Hornell, there's the old Pizza Hut building on the other side of town, and now it's a weight room.
I didn't know that.
It's a gym. It's a 24-hour day gym, so you can go at 3 o'clock in the morning or anytime you want. It's a key card, and it's beautiful in there. It's really got everything you need, TVs and everything to music and state-of-the-art stuff. So I was going to do an advertisement with them saying, I gained 80 pounds in this place. Now I'm going to lose 80 pounds. From the Pizza Hut buffet, the good old days.
That's funny.
Today's game brought to you by Howard Hanna Real Estate Services and Reggie Gambino, your licensed real estate salesperson. Thanks, Reggie. Looking to buy or sell a property, it's Reggie Gambino, Howard Hanna.
I used to live in Hornell when I was younger, and I didn't even had closed. How long ago did that close?
It's probably been 10 years or more. The thing is, all the Pizza Huts basically left their properties because they never owned their property. They just rented and leased it. So, some guy owned the land and built the building for them or whatever, but the lease got so expensive, like $8,000 a month. And so they left there and went up to the old they were in the Hornell Wegmans Walmart Plaza for a while, and then they were all closed throughout Western New York. I mean, all of them, even the ones they reopened and stuff. Now there's one in Olean I see opened.
Mm-hmm. I think there's one in Geneseo. There's somewhere over there.
Yeah, there might be. All I know is I was surprised. I went up to the movie theater, the IMAX theater in Rochester, the Cinemark Tinseltown, and they serve Pizza Hut pizza in there.
Wow.
And another goal. Wow. That's Gennaro Pico.
Huh.
Whoops. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Goal by Gennaro Pico.
Good crowd here tonight.
Yeah. Goal just came off the rebound, and he was standing right there for it. 21 and a half minutes left here.
6-0.
Yep.
Wow. Just a reminder, tomorrow Hornell takes on Mid-Lakes, 7 p.m. right here at Maple City Park. We'll be bringing that game live to you. That game is part of a Hornell tournament. So if you want to come tomorrow, I believe at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Greece Odyssey, there's going to be a foul. Greece Odyssey takes on Greece Olympia. And then the winner of that game will play the winner of Hornell and Mid-Lakes on Saturday. And we'll be bringing that game live to you as well. And Friday night, we'll be doing live football at Livonia. Hornell plays at Livonia Friday nights at 7:30. So 7:30 start. Usually, for years and years and years, football always started at 7:30. And then they moved everything to 7 o'clock. So this is kind of a rare return to old form 7:30 game, Hornell Livonia. 21 minutes left here. 6-0 Hornell.
That ended up being a yellow card for Ivan Wolf-Mialki.
Sent up. Nice defense.
Hornell still has it somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was great defense to keep the Hornell player who was coming in there.
Oh, just wide. PJ. Pico wanted that one.
He'd have hit that, all three brothers would have had one tonight.
Wonder if they'll go home and pick on him if he doesn't score.
Yeah. Goal scorers tonight so far, you got Gennaro Pico with 1, Marco Pico with 1, Wyatt Emmingham with 1, Eric Ross with 1, and Jack Emo with 2. So, and Emo's also got an assist. So.
Making a threat, and they score!
Dansville finally breaks the drought. Who scored that? I couldn't tell. It's
number 2, I believe. Does that seem right to you?
Yeah, Jacob Criley.
Yeah, Criley.
That would make sense.
Let's see the replay here again. They took a tumble as Davin Oyer. So it gets them on the board anyways.
Yep. Obviously not much of a chance to come back in this game, but...
Never say never.
Still, I've seen crazier things,
yeah.
but...
6-1 now,
yeah.
With 19:41 left on the clock. Sorry, I apologize again about some technical difficulties. My scoreboard does not work here for the second half. Always the first game of the year.
Yep. I think the craziest comeback I've ever seen, not necessarily in soccer, but just in any sport, was in the NCAA tournament probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Texas A&M was down on Northern Iowa in the second round. It was a 3-11 game. They were down by 11 with 36 seconds left and came back to win it in double overtime.
Yeah, and that's amazing. They had to obviously made some threes in that because I coached basketball for all those years, and just a little bit over 30 seconds left and scoring 11 points is...
Yeah. Well, they scored 13 because Northern Iowa scored a couple in that span, too.
Yeah, they had to have just been hot from 3.
I think there was only, throughout that stretch, there was only one. They only shot or made 1 3, I think.
Wow, the defense really collapsed then, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, they had 2 separate times where they picked off an inbound pass from after a score.
Another
from
quick
Northern
goal.
Iowa. Wow. Exactly 1 minute after the last one.
Yeah, like I said, never say never.
Criley again.
That was number 10, Adams, I believe.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Criley was celebrating, so I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, ricocheted. Or no, was it? Maybe. No, you're right.
Was it Criley?
I believe so.
The way he was celebrating made it seem like it was him. So he's got 2 goals in the span of a minute.
Dansville goals by Jacob Riley and Thomas Adams.
Nope, that second
Oh, no,
one
it was
was
Adams. I'm confused because
that first one was definitely Criley, so that second one must have been Adams.
yeah. I'm watching the replay twice here, and I still can't figure it out because they crisscross each other. I just showed it. It's over now, but it's strange. They couldn't. We don't want to cheat anyone out of a goal.
No.
It is 6-2 here. Like I said, about a minute, less than a minute, right?
It was exactly 1 minute.
Exactly 1 minute.
1941 and 1841.
Wow. Now, if they score again at 17:41, we got a game here.
19-6 final score.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Gray.
Whew. Gray and Effingham both had a chance there.
Great when Gray stopped the ball that time. It got a little bit away from him.
Burley, he's back in the game, plus Criley. The two of them both were hurt early in the game, so that's good to see.
Nice takeaway by Gennaro.
That it was.
Gets it to his brother Marco. Six to 2, 17:21 left here. Sorry, our scoreboard is out of order. You're out of order. I'm out of order. This whole place is out of order.
So no 17:41 score. There's 17:05 left now. So, fortunately, it doesn't look like the score's going to be 19-6. Wouldn't that be something to see?
Yeah, it'd be. I'm trying to think the highest scoring soccer match I've done. Can't remember. I think I had 13 goals maybe by one team.
Yeah.
Gets sent out of bounds. Today's game brought to you by Erica Golnitz, your licensed real estate salesperson for Real Incorporated. Thanks, Erica. Looking to buy or sell a property? It's Erica Golnitz. Erica Golnitz, 607-382-1959. Erica Golnitz. $16 minutes left, 6-2.
We were talking about the highest scoring games that you've ever seen. Obviously not one that I saw, but I remember hearing about it. It was a game between two national teams. I don't know when it was. I want to say probably the 90s, but the score was like 38-2 or something like that at the end of 90 minutes. Like the national teams.
National soccer?
Yeah.
Okay.
For some reason, I want to say that one of the teams was Madagascar. I don't know if they won or lost, but I could be very wrong on both of those teams and the score, but
isn't that a cartoon?
I know it was, huh?
Isn't that a cartoon?
Yeah.
So you said what the score was? What?
I feel like it was like 38-2 or something like
wow.
that.
I mean, how do they? You think
it was something outrageous?
I would yell mercy. No mas. Uh-oh. Sent a little bit too far. Effingham. Today's game brought to you by Maple City Collision Auto Body Repair Shop. The best auto body repair shop is Maple City Collision. Tell them John Birch sent you. Right there on the campus of Maple City Dodge. 607-324-1155. All makes and models, all years. Maple City Collision. What did you find in your Google search?
So, it was a game in Madagascar. It was not national teams, but it was two professional clubs. And the final score was 149.
In soccer?
Yep. It was not a legitimate game. It says that the one team, AS Edema, the SO Lemern, I think is how it's supposed to be said.
But they're both were paid.
Yeah.
Okay, intentionally what?
They intentionally lost the game. They pre-planned to protest it over refereeing decisions that had gone against them in a 14 playoff tournament. That's what the Wikipedia article says.
Jeez.
The highest legitimate score is 36-0 in the between two teams in the Scottish Cup in 1885.
How much was it?
It's 36-0.
Oh God. Here it's only 6-2.
I think it'd take a while to get up to 149.
I mean, it doesn't even. First of all, the game must have taken forever if they stopped play.
That is true.
To reset the ball. What year was it? I wonder if there's a video of it.
02.
Oh, there's got to be video of it somewhere. Oh, yeah. I'll be sure not to watch it.
You might be able to watch the first couple minutes of it just for the comedic effect.
Just sent wide.
I'm surprised they let it get to 149 though.
Nice.
Because at a certain point, you got to think, we're getting bored. We've made our point. 10 is enough, or 5 is enough, or whatever. We're not going to come back from this.
Today's game is brought to you by Alfred State College. It's called Free Tuition Plus. Here's another reason why Alfred State College is number 1. And we'll take that off because it looked like Hornell was going to score. Alfred State College is number 1 in so many ways.
Tell you what, Effingham's got a chance, though.
Yeah, he did.
Oh!
Wow. So Alfred State College cuts your costs now while helping you launch a rewarding and good-paying career. Less money now and make more money later. What's the deal? Alfred State College has free applications now through. I didn't know you had to pay for a college application. Is that the way it is now? I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay. We never had to pay. I don't think I had to pay. You have to ask your dad. I didn't have to pay to go to Alfred State College for the application.
I know I got application waivers for all the places that I applied. But I think it was like $60 or something like that to apply.
Not too bad. Yeah.
No,
but it's still
not too bad. I know to apply it to Harvard, it's like $200 or $300. Which
only to get turned down.
Yeah.
So Alfred State College free applications now through November 1st. So it's not too late. You can go back to school. They made this and sent down this great graphic. They're my newest advertiser. Says it all in there. And actually, it's got the barcode. You can actually use your barcode. And I'm not sure what the barcode does. Now I'm going to have to look at the... Oh, to apply. Scan the barcode. Okay. I'm going to have to copy that they wanted me to read, but I'm going to have to look at the ad a little bit more clearly because it says something else on the bottom about 70% of... Oh, before I don't want to talk out of turn yet. Let me look at it again. Sorry, I keep bringing this ad up, everybody. Why, there's breaking the action. I'll take it off now. What it said was... Based on fall 2002 data, nearly 77. Oh, I missed it again. I can't look away. I'll make mistakes. I'll read an ad that I'm doing, and I'll look away from the ad, and I'll combine it with another ad. It's weird. I'm like, my concentration, because I have none doing this. I got so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
That
gotta be good at multitasking.
Here's a corner kick for Dansville.
Just talk about Alfred State.
Yeah. Nice center. That was a good center that time.
Oh, Dansville was going to get that.
Would have been an eye-opener all of a sudden.
Yep.
And I really didn't notice it. Hornell substitute players? You know, I mean...
They have substituted a few times.
I know they probably have, but I didn't know if at that point, not taking anything from Dansville, but you know how sometimes later in the game you're up 6-0, you empty the bench if you can, and if that was the reason why. But Dansville really played hard there in that 1 minute span. No, they played hard all game, but I mean, to be able to get down there and score was quite impressive.
Twice in a row. Ooh, Emo almost had another one.
Good hands by Delaney.
be a corner for Hornell again, but better for Dansville than.
I wonder if there were any relation to
number
the
7.
Delaney's from Hornell. The Delaney kid ran track, probably the most decorated track from Hornell ever. Just graduated now. He's going to Geneseo for track, and 2 other girls from Hornell go to Geneseo. They went. One graduated already, but her and her sister, the one that graduated, won the national champion. They were national champions in the 4x4.
Wow.
And it was on TV and everything. And now I was just reading an article. I'm going to post something on my Place News site about Geneseo. And I can't remember exactly what it's about, but it was really an impressive stat for the college itself educationally. And it was based on 613 other schools. And I don't want to speak out of turn because I can't remember what the actual award was or why they were ranked number 1 in the country for a certain thing. And I can't remember what it was now. And I'm going to...
Was it academics? Or?
It was during the academic. Yeah, it wasn't anything to do with sports. It was
I'll
academically.
look up and see if I can find it.
Oh, a goal. Wow. Nothing he could do. That time, Eric Ross gets his 2nd goal at the 7:49 mark. So good for Eric. Did you see anything?
Yeah, so they, I think I found it anyways. So so Geneseo was named the top producer of U.S. Fulbright scholars.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Which is
number 1 in the country, right out of 613 other universities. That's I mean, you don't realize it. That is amazing.
Yeah, it's essentially for what it looks like it's for is if students are trying to do research like during the summer or something.
That's right. I did read about that. They produce a lot of research, some of the most in the country.
Yeah.
And I think it's when the research only becomes really accredited when it is published.
Right.
And that's what they've been. So that's impressive right down the street. And I've never, I never thought about going to Geneseo when I just went to Albert State and I've always heard that Geneseo was a great college, and geez, it's really proven it.
Yeah.
I hate to get off the track here. We're here at a soccer game, but I apologize to people. I said, I'm sorry, I ramble on about other things all the time, and they go, no, that's what makes it fun to watch your program, your sports. I go, really? Don't encourage me.
Don't encourage me to keep talking.
Because somebody's grandkids and sons and daughters are playing. They want to hear their name being called. But this is the first game of the year. I'll have another Hornell Dansville game later on.
Yeah.
In Dansville. 6 minutes, 42 seconds left. 7-2 Hornell. Again, tomorrow we'll be right here live with girls soccer, part of the Hornell hosting their own little tournament. 4-team tournament. Greece Odyssey and Greece Olympia play here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then Hornell plays Mid-Lakes tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And then Friday we'll be at Livonia for football. We're excited for that. It's going to get through out of bounds. Steve French, the head coach of Dansville. He's been there, I'm not sure how many years, but I know I've said his name a lot over the years.
I'm going to say, I know he has been there a while.
And always has a tough program. And this, like I said, these kids have not given up. I always love when Hornell plays Dansville. And they haven't been playing Dansville in football. Well, Cohocton and Dansville, I think, merged.
Yeah, DWC merged.
And they haven't played the last number of years in football or since they merged. And but now I'm not sure how it works. It's all classification, but I would think you could still do a crossover.
Yeah. I know for a while, actually, before they merged, Dansville was doing 8-man football.
And Hornell was headed that way. Unfortunately, they just, the numbers were way down, and and it was definitely on the spot, and on the radar of going 8-man. Can of Steel down the road went 8-man last year, and I think they're backed up to full strength this year.
Huh.
And Hornell did see a good increase in sign-ups for football this year, which is good, and a whole new coaching staff. Well, the head coach is Izzy Mayer, and he has been, I think, the wide receivers coach for the last 30 years, and he took over the reins as head coach and has a lot of young talent, and a lot of the former coaches and players that have been here are helping to coach out. Gene Maston, the very successful coach here, has been helping, and Brett White, who played Division I for Maryland, is helping as well. He graduated from Hornell. Mickey Corretto, who graduated with me, has been a long-time coach. He's back. And I don't think they're going to be on the sidelines, but they're going to be,
at practice
at practices and stuff like that. Yep.
Positive influence and atmosphere.
And I'm excited. I like the young blood. I think they're going to associate more with the younger 20-year-old coaches and the respect that they're getting help from the veteran coaches, and it should be fun.
Who was the kid from Hornell who went D1 for football probably about 5-10 years ago? Was that Kevin White that you were talking about that went to Maryland?
No, Brett White. He went in the early 90s.
Do you know who I'm talking about? Or maybe it wasn't. It might have been longer ago than that.
Well, Hornell did have a football player that played in the NFL for the Seattle Seahawks, but he graduated in the 70s.
Nah, that's not what I'm thinking of.
Played for the Giants and the Seahawks. I'm trying to think, for a couple years ago.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
It was probably longer. It might have been even like 20 years ago. I might be thinking of.
They had a running back that went to Navy.
That might be who I'm thinking of.
Jeez. I'll think about my mind. Jeez, I can picture the kid, and I've talked to him, and he comes back to Hornell a lot. I think he's still in the Navy, if I'm not mistaken, or he might have left, but I'll think about it. So we did get Jason Krasinski said Aiden Crowley went to Louisville, is swimming Olympic qualifiers again next year.
Okay.
And his younger brother Zach is swimming for Cortland, I believe, this coming season, says.
I didn't even realize Zach had graduated. I know Zach as well. I didn't even realize he had graduated.
So thank Jason. Jason's son. It was a huge success here for Hornell swimming. So we'll be doing swimming this year.
Yeah.
As well. The only part about that is there's no internet in or Wi-Fi. I can't seem to log on to the Wi-Fi in the swimming pool, so I have to run a hotspot outside into the cold. It's funny. No, it's not that funny when I'm having to do it all the time, but.
Is the swimming pool still that separate building?
Yeah, it's in the intermediate school.
Okay.
And it's not really separate. There's a gym attached to it and all that stuff, but it's it's not part of this high school. It's a small, it's 6-lane.
Yeah, that's what Wayland is.
Yeah.
I only swam in Hornell once. My other 3 years, we were always at home. I don't remember how Hornell's was. Do you remember the really good ones, and you remember the ones that weren't as good?
I know Bath. You know who's
Bath
got
is beautiful.
How about Addison?
I never swam there.
Oh my goodness, that's one of the best high school pools I've ever seen.
I was gonna say Wayland was really nice. Obviously, I mean, I liked it there. I mean,
yeah.
Granted, I went there.
Was it part of their addition when they built the gym? There's a swimming pool in there too.
No, so when they did the gym in the 90s.
I actually filmed the production for that.
Oh, really?
Did the video of them building that thing for the company.
When I was gonna say, when did they do the new gym? Because the pool was built in 2009.
Yeah, no, that was before that. And I can't give you the exact year.
Yeah.
So 34 seconds, 7-2 on the John and Dagan scoreboard.
Dansville had a little bit of an attempt at a comeback here, but
yeah, two goals in a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad.
It was just after I got done talking about that I saw that 5 goals or whatever in 3 minutes or whatever it was.
Yeah. I suppose we can quell the 19-6 speculation.
Yeah. And that's going to do it. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank our advertisers. Apologize, we had some screw-ups with the scoreboard and the stream for a little bit here, but hopefully for tomorrow's game, I'm actually going to come in tomorrow morning and do some figuring around and try to get things back in order and see what we can do for tomorrow night's 7 o'clock game. We'll show you that again. That's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Hornell versus Mid-Lakes in the 4-team tournament for girls soccer. And that's right here at Maple City Park. Any final thoughts, Everett?
No, I mean, complete game from Hornell, and they seem to be right back on track from where they were last year, taking the B1 first seed, and obviously ended up losing in sectionals, but seem to be back. I mean, obviously one game isn't a good way to put it, but isn't a tell, but.
And the head coach, Jim Tobin, had his 300th win for Hornell last year. Now he coached in another school and had, I can't remember, 60 wins, or he'd coached there for 2 or 3 years, and so you add that up together with what he finished up last year, and now he's starting right back up again. Going to have 400 wins here shortly, So it's impressive first game. And hats off to Dansville. Like I said, they got down early, didn't really give up. They just kept trying hard, and that's hats off, or really a tribute to Steve French, the head coach.
Oh, definitely.
Send them running.
They never gave up, and I mean, obviously it shows. They wouldn't have scored the 2 goals late if they had.
So thanks again, Everett, for coming over from Wayland and helping me. You're going to be helping me this year on and off.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
And thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks, my advertisers, and we'll see you tomorrow night for girls soccer, 7 o'clock, Hornell Mid-Lakes. We'll see you then.